Can we watch this? Oh, I think actually we might be good.
Really? Are we good?
So it's Crazy Fingers on the left. So, boys and girls, this is our second first to 10 of this night. Very excited for this one because, first things first, the characters, very obviously, Swamp Thing and the Joker. Behind the wheel, you've got Crazy Fingers, who is a very well-renowned Swamp Thing online. And George, Hey George, also known as George Edward. I have to say Vertex George Edward, I should say. We saw him at E-League, and he was putting in that work with Blue Beetle
this is the Joker,
and Joker.
This is the Joker that came very close to eliminating Sonic Fox.
One game.
Championships as well.
One game.
But Hey George, he's an execution and tech monster. You know that's what he lives for in other own games, right? He has the tricky setups, he has the extended sequences, and he's got those very difficult combos on deck. But obviously this is going to be two characters that were given a lot of love in this latest patch. And just as I can talk about it, that standing overhead. That new standing overhead, that kind of like downward life stab.
The schmicks! The schmicks!
You're going to schmicks people left, right, and center with that.
Oh, the schmicks! You're like, oh, he's dead. Oh, he is so dead. That entire round was utterly ridiculous. But what we can't forget is that Swamp Thing received mad buffs as well. And a lot of it involves around armored normals that he has when the trait is out.
Yes, absolutely. But a big thing I think is that shoulder too, right? The shoulder getting that increased range. But that's going to be evened out.
This is where you don't want to be against post-patch Swamp Thing. In the corner.
Especially when he's got that trait locked and loaded too. Oh, but there's that.
Oh!
The meter burn roll to confirm. But Crazy Fingers, with his launcher of his own, ever so slightly falls out.
Doesn't have the height to get his grab, unfortunately, but he's done a nice amount of damage anyway. Oh, the parry attempt.
Oh, but recovers in time to block. I like the whiff punish attempt from Crazy Fingers, but just a little bit too late.
Now, one thing George has always done in every game is, because he is a combo artist and because he's a tech monster, he converts off everything and anything. If you take damage or get hit by George, you're eating so much damage to get punished with.
It's the kind of thing that when he's got all that meter ready to go, like you can't let him get that hit. Oh, but there's that crowbar just out of range to get the unblockable too.
George has lots of meter, and the fact that he's got this positional advantage, this is likely to be the first game. And I think a big part of that came from, oh, he's gonna have Clash. He doesn't spend
What
it.
a read from Hey George. No, he's going for the grab. To be fair, Crazy Fingers needed the grab because Swamp Thing's health regeneration from the green thumb is a big game changer because you can spend a bar on the health regen and then go for the damage on the grab itself, which does a great job of just separating that life between you because he's getting health back and you're losing it. It puts that big difference between you again.
Now, I'm going to be honest. I can already tell that I am going to absolutely love this set. Two very exciting characters. And check out the Mohawk.
Mohawk from Crazy Fingers, pink jacket from George. They're putting on a bit of a fashion show as we speak. But we're going to the Joker's Playground, quite appropriate.
Begin.
Well, oh, he sat there and blocked.
Unfortunately, I feel like when the character has mix for days, sitting there and blocking is always hard. Now he's going in for that 50-50, that log. Now he's got the log kick, and it's safer on block. That is a dangerous situation when you're playing it, when you're against Swamp Thing, and he's now got the option to go for the low kick or the overhead smash.
Still though, it's about a damage from George for the wake-up log, but doesn't have enough invincibility to go through the teeth, and that's going to be a full launch. George going to have him in the corner now. Oh, but the shoulder to get straight out of there.
The problem with the teeth is that they're active for so long. A lot of these moves that Swamp Thing has on the defense, they take a long time to come out. And unfortunately, because of that, you just eat the teeth and it essentially breaks the combo for you and you've lost the resources. But that's a good first round for Crazy Fingers.
It was expensive, but he'll take it, I have no doubt. And there's that nice punch. I love that move, right? Just the ability to, if their projectile has them standing, it's a great way to trade. Like, imagine that being a great thing in the matchup specifically. It's going to beat the gunshot, it's going to beat the canister toss.
Oh,
but
they trade, yeah.
Advantage.
Yeah, they're trading it back and forth. We haven't really seen the garden used too much by Crazy Fingers just yet. I think a lot of the garden stuff is setup based, well, not to be used in neutral.
Yeah, if you take a hit, the garden will disappear. So if you're against someone like this that is quite likely to get the odd hit in the neutral like that, it's a little bit dangerous. Just hang on a minute, a full launch.
Oh!
Micah actually opted to not finish that as well. He tried to confirm just in case. Oh! George didn't want to whiff punish that time.
It's a little bit late on the whiff punish there. I think he was a little bit hesitant. Full conversion. Here comes the mix, and you know, George, if that clash didn't come through, you know there was going to be something ready to go.
Well, that's going to be another clash. Got my crazy fingers, so he's going to get a little bit of health back. Any health he can get is going to work against the Joker, but I actually love the way Crazy Fingers is using his shoulder charge, though. Just that enhanced range, and if George gets hit by it, it is a full combo. And this is Swamp Thing. If he launches you, it's not going to tickle.
There's the patience. Crazy Fingers just taking those jumps. Tries to anti at the last minute. He does not want to get put in the corner against Joker.
Yeah, traded.
Oh! No confirm.
Oh, I love this. And I love the adjustment there. This time, George, he went for a neutral jump again. He thought Crazy Fingers was going to go for another grab.
And there we go. That's it. Straight through the wake-up attack, George, with 4 bars of meter, but no room to use a single ounce of it. And I think that was a really nice, well-played sequence. He played it one hit at a time. One play at a time. You know, little damage here, little damage there. And there you go. 1-1.
Well, I think this is going to be the kind of character matchup that I'd be very excited to see go down to the final game, because it's just something that you don't get.
Look at that.
You just never get to see it at all. So if we get a chance to watch 20 games of Joker versus Swamp Thing, then I'll take that.
I'm pretty sure everyone watching this match right now will take a 20-game set of Joker versus Swamp Thing. But Swamp Thing, you know, one of the big changes made to him is the fact that he's got some of those slightly faster specials that he didn't have before. But the important thing is that if he's standing in his garden, some of his moves now become armored. Now that's going to be setup only. You know, he's got to make sure that George gets hit first and then go in for the armor. But that wake up never stopped being godlike.
Yes, of course, but big damage coming out from Crazy Fingers. I love the way George is. He's committing to his reads on the grabs. When he goes for a neutral jump, he is 1,000% ready for it to connect. If he's jumped, it's because he's looking for a grab. If the grab comes, he's going to get a full combo on it. But just as I can say that, George already with a big lead.
I like how consistently Fingers, though, is actually going for that low strike. Purely so he goes underneath the projectile. And he was consistently getting the meter burn on a read there. And that was a fantastic whiff punish. That's a full conversion as well. George, he's not going to go in for the air tech. And unfortunately, he's going to allow Fingers to go in for an extra bar spent for the health regen. And now he has the life lead.
Yeah, he can't afford to block that log in the neutral. It actually has a lot of plus frames to it if you're close enough. But there's the meter burn shot for a full combo. And George almost losing the life lead, but stealing it back himself.
I've got to say, I love how back and forth these guys are going, and he goes through the meter burn roll. That was a painful log kick, losing a bar of meter for your troubles.
Well, good for Fingers just to get that final bar off. Unfortunately, back to the wall, but doesn't matter. Look at the distance he covers, using the plus frames from the assist attack, I suppose, from full screen.
Whatever you'd call that, really. Oh, that was either an amazing block or he was just out of range of the teeth detonation. That is hard to block, City.
Oh, hang on a minute. I thought he was caught trying to backdash or something there, but he's going to get chased down easily, and that's going to do a lot of damage. Crazy Fingers only just built a bar, so he now has the damage to finish things off if he can, but
the instant jump tree. He's got to be careful. You know, George, he has the positional advantage here.
Oh, but look at the distance.
Oh, I love how well he's spacing that as well. You know, when it connects, the second you block that string, it's a mix-up situation, and he's making sure that when it comes out, he is in range to enforce it.
Oh, nice confirm from George. That's going to be a full combo. A smart clash. Crazy Fingers doesn't want anything to deal with that.
It almost feels like he waited for George to go for the confirm first to see if he landed and then clash afterwards. If he dropped the combo, there was no point clashing right there.
Oh! Meter burn roll through the shoulder. That was Crazy Fingers' only bar.
But he had no meter. Yeah, that was the issue. You said it yourself. No bar. That's unfortunate. But Crazy Fingers, this is Swamp Thing. One confirm here and he's dead.
Oh, the delay into the overhead, but the patience from Crazy Fingers to actually block it.
Oh! The back one on anticipation of the jump, and it worked! He gets it again!
The log kick. Bombs just to go off, get out the corner. Oh, Crazy Fingers got opened up!
Oh, wake up!
Not gonna do it!
Oh, no, why let him do that? Why would you let him do that?
Oh, I think Crazy Fingers, he saw red, he wanted to finish off the game.
Oh, dear.
Some damage still.
Garden.
Can't get by anything.
No.
Put the garden up.
Oh, no!
No way!
Oh, no!
Put the garden up!
Oh, no!
Why don't you just plant some pretty flowers for the people? You'll kill him for that.
He planted some flowers for himself after he slid
dear.
in perfect line of sight of that crowbar smash. That was the most violent crowbar I've ever seen. He went face first into that.
Now, that just seemed to be like a I know that you know that I know situation, where it was so much like the glaringly obvious thing to, I'm just going to put my trait up and walk on it. Because when you have as little health as George has,
Why didn't he just
step a toe in that garden?
Why didn't he
and you
just
die?
sow the seeds? Why didn't he sow the seeds, Mustard?
Because it was too obvious. He must have thought that there's no way he'll get hit by it. It's too obvious. So I'm going to charge him as he tries to backdash. But George he didn't care. He put his crowbar out. It was like, it worked against Jason Todd. It will work against you, Treebeard. And it was like, take this. And it worked twice in a row.
Well, we can't even finish. Oh, doesn't confirm into the entire string, so he's not going to get a meter burn confirm off that into a full combo. Allowing him to stay alive temporarily, and here just comes... He's going for so many of these different teeth setups.
That's a dangerous sign of conditioning, when, as the Joker player, you're doing teeth on block after strings, and they're sitting there and blocking it. When your opponent's doing that, it's party time. If you're the Joker player, Crazy Fingers is going to have to be careful letting George get away with stuff like that.
But it's because so much respect is being enforced, and now, because I think he knows Crazy Fingers has acknowledged the teeth on block, so now he's quite often gone in for that meter burn gas grenade, expecting a jump out, and if he jumped at any point or pressed a button, those gas grenades would have connected. And he's gone for a third one just then.
Oh, and another amazing read. I actually don't think George has been hit by a grab in the neutral yet.
Oh, that is such an amazing tool at dealing with that wake up. An otherwise superb wake up attack from Swamp Thing. The teeth makes it null and void.
And again, another grab attempt, but George is 100% content sitting there and jumping out of it every time.
Well, we'll see if he can get something back. And oh, that is exactly what he was looking for. And the repositioning, I like it.
I actually remember on the Watchtower stream when they were going over the changes and they mentioned Swamp Thing's change where he can go further with the shoulder, just so he can obviously cover more distance and go under projectiles and stuff. And the payout is if you block it, obviously it has more recovery, so he's more punishable on block from a long range. But it's so good at just stopping your opponent from doing the bare basic keep away that they are used to doing against you. And Crazy Fingers is putting it to perfect use.
George was going for some kind of setup, you know, jailing on block. And look at how much respect. It's almost like, did Crazy Fingers like try and let himself get hit on purpose for a clash or something? He was walking straight forward.
No, I think he was just content trying to fuzzy the overhead.
Unfortunately, though, using that air tech, he's now going to, even if he clashes here, he's now not going to win this exchange. He had to wait for the bar to be used and then clash. So he's going to take guaranteed damage no matter what happens here.
Well, an interesting clash. It's somewhat evened out, but losing that clash versus Swamp Thing is not really something you want to happen. Oh, but there's that jump into a raw overhead. Crazy because now he goes for the clash.
We're just getting to the punchline.
I feel like every game has been super close. It just feels like right now, George has just had a little bit of an edge.
Yeah, George definitely looking to keep hold of the bar instead. There's that lock kick. Deceiving. He can't afford to block them either, because as soon as you block a lock kick, but there's the meter burn version, and uses the trait to get some speed, gets 2 stacks, he's going to be a speedy, laughy man. Oh dear. Oh, dear, oh dear.
He's literally just trying to, like Chuckle Brothers reference, I got that, but he's going in for the ha-has, increased speed just so he can play the runaway game, but hang on, no, he walks into it! He has an air tech, but is he going to get the chance? He's going to get the grab, is that enough?
No, not quite. If he had a bar, oh, he blocks it, but not close. Oh, if that gunshot did like 20 more damage, that would be it. But it did not. And we are now 2-2. That's such a good finish.
I mean, every game has come down to this so far.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know what to expect.
I mean, who has ever seen this matchup before?
Exactly, but it's kind of like, it's 2 characters that definitely got a lot of love in the patch, you know, and these are 2 players that did religiously use them before, but obviously we saw Hey George use Blue Beetle and Joker at Ely, Crazy Fingers, as far as I'm aware, he's played quite a number of characters, and Swamp Thing's kind of always been the main one, right, but I definitely know he wasn't exclusively playing Swamp Thing for the whole
played a bit of Hellboy earlier, wasn't he? Look at his Twitter.
Even Darkseid, I'm sure we saw some Darkseid from him earlier on. So I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really know what to expect, but I'm really happy that they're so evenly matched.
Shoutouts to his multiple different versions of Swamp Thing where every single one looks really good. Actually no, George does the same thing. Both of them look really cool. I like that. I respect that.
Oh, what spacing from Crazy Fingers just to make that wake up whiff perfectly done. And that's a big life lead already.
And he has him near the corner. If there's one time, and that's armored, the poke, this is a horrific situation. He's got that armored 3, and it runs out just at the right time. George thanks his lucky stars it was vanished, but he's still losing the round, and he's still in the corner.
And just uses the minus frames just to jump out. But look at the range, that forward two, such a just a neutral destroyer from something.
Oh!
There's that tree. Amazing attack.
Such a good wake up.
It really
and
is.
it's faster now.
And it's like if you try and press a button or you jump at him or you neutral jump, because obviously like George is the kind of player that he will read a command grab on wake up and just neutral jump you. But then Crazy Fingers will react to that jump with the tree. It's so fast, you can definitely do that. Oh, put the TB down, mate. Not on the right channel. We're doing this. Oh, but that's a big hit. That's been confirmed into the bar as well. More damage.
Yeah, this has been a very good game, and he's going to spend another bar just to cash out. And he's going to lose the garden, you know, and that's why he's not using it in the neutral, because Joker has so many of those long-range moves. Nice, hard to block, by the way. Oh no, drops the combo. That definitely was not what he was after.
Still though, when you've got this much life down, good blocks, amazing patience from Crazy Fingers, and there's a string, moves him out of the range of the teeth before they go off.
He fights his way out. Just put straight back in. George has 4 bars of meter. He can make this happen. And now with the push block used, he's got nothing to defend himself. If he gets opened up here and loses a round before everything is used, George could absolutely make this comeback. He's not used his clash, and he has all 4 bars to get a kill.
I mean, this is going to be a tough situation, but he has... Oh, what an anti-air, that's standing 1. Perfect!
You deceive yourself.
Now,
Actually, he's just going to spend 1 here, right?
maybe 2. No, 3. He wants to give
the
himself,
health.
yeah, the best chance possible.
I think that's the trade-off. Do you use it for the health back, or do you use it to hold on for the set play factor? He opted for patience.
Jumping tree. He's losing so much life here. And it's just chip for days. It's just not working out at all.
George's in a bad situation now. Gets the jump over, but Crazy Fingers still has a clash of his own. Preemptive tree.
Tries to punish it. And there's the wake-up attack. At that health, Crazy Fingers still had a clash available. 1 hit was going to do it. I definitely respect that decision.
Well, it worked out, and that wake up, that wake up tree is just showing to be such a problem if you just get in the vicinity. Because the meter burn version, it's plus, it's now armored if you're sitting in the garden. It has a great vertical hitbox. It's good at hitting people standing. It's fast enough. It combos up a down 1. It's just such a good attack now. And like, don't hold me to this, but the fact that the meter burn version hits a second time, surely it breaks armor too. So if you try and meter burn forward or back 3 on wake up, then surely the second hit will chew it up.
You would think so.
In theory.
It's just not something we've really seen. So, you know, maybe not. Maybe something we could just test afterwards. But I gotta say, this is going well so far for both players, but Crazy Finger. The second he's able to get going, I just love the way he's spacing those normals.
But it's also like each individual string is being used at those specific ranges. Like he understands his game plan, what range he needs to be at for each one, and it's working out for him to a T. And even then, like he understands that Swamp Thing's like standard like reactionary anti-airs are
Oh, there it is.
They're not amazing. Like he has some options, but they're quite dangerous. And does that answer my question?
That does
The
answer
armor
your
break.
question.
Maybe corner repositioning? Yes, it is. But I love the discipline from Crazy Fingers when he realizes that, okay, right, at this range, I'm not stopping this jump. I'm just going to block. I'm just going to block and be patient. Oh, but he gets opened up by the canister. But an unfortunate drop from George.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a full combo for Crazy Fingers, who still has George back to the wall.
It's actually quite uncharacteristic of George to drop combos, but when you've
Especially
got
with Joker.
But when you go for the setups that he goes for, I mean, like you just can't have 100% hit rate, you know. But they are so difficult to land consistently, and George hasn't affected him too much. You know, he's still going. He got that first round. Oh, dead.
No, quite. Didn't spend the bar. That could have been a full jump in.
If that was pre-patch, Fingers would be dead right now.
Oh, there's a crowbar again, being blocked, and there's that neutral crouch. Is that the
Uh-oh.
answer?
Oh, and there's... You know what? Their management of Clash is so good, it almost makes me sad, because we would be seeing so much swag if they didn't Clash.
Oh, there's that jump. The spacing. I love it from George, and then spins the bar.
Oh!
Do you think he can actually roll into a combo, or is he purposely using it for a setup?
Maybe. I gotta say, thank you very much, Gun Rover, for that $4.99 sub. Cheers, man, and welcome to the stream. Hopefully you are enjoying these first attempts.
Oh, but there's that whiff punish shot.
Oh!
Environment, what an answer!
Hard knockdown. Oh, where did that even hit?
I mean, clearly it looks like Crazy Fingers wasn't too aware either. There's that down one. Oh, he
Oh,
drops
no!
the combo into... Well, he recovered in time. I thought for sure he was going to take damage.
There must have been an element of hesitation right there. There must have been, because the teeth were down. You know, maybe if he goes for a string he normally would go for there, the teeth would have detonated. I love that, the closed teeth, that insurance policy.
Oh, jump in, but Crazy Fingers, he pressed the button to interrupt. He just spends the bell on the crowbar, doesn't quite have enough damage to finish off, but this is chip territory. That's probably going to be it. With the push block, one more chance.
Wait a minute.
Oh! Trip guard, revolver shot. Goodbye, Mother Nature.
The Joker wins.
Well, 3 games each. 3 games each right now. He almost had it. You know, he used that environment interaction just to stay in the air for a little bit longer, to dodge the teeth, to dodge the projectile, but, you know, at the end of the day, he just needed one more hit.
I mean, they just both look really comfortable. I think that's my favourite thing about this, is I mean, these guys have known they're playing each other for a couple of days now, right? And it does seem that they've at least looked into the basics. You know?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, as hard as I can imagine it is to prepare for a Swamp Thing player, it's like you can just go, hey mate, let me ask one of the bloody 200 Swamp Thing players in the world for some experience. It's like you gotta go digging for gold. You gotta go to that little pond. You gotta sift through, looking for Swamp Thing nuggets.
I've heard there's... Oh, did you see that? George was jumping in, getting the regular wake up, still having enough time for Fingers to get the down 1 conversion. That was clean.
That's also the first down 2 tick grab we've seen from Crazy Fingers of the set.
Thank you very much, Sackbot, for the Twitch Prime subscription. Welcome to the stream, man. It's much appreciated. Normally we have the alerts appear on the screen itself, but in the nature of these first attends, they don't appear on the screen, obviously because of the gameplay itself, but we do read and appreciate every subscription. And by the way, that was a really fast round. Oh my god. Oh,
blimey.
That does become unblockable if charged long enough.
It does, but it did 85 damage, so not the most terrifying thing in the world. Crazy Fingers opting to spend 2 of his bar there just to try and not take as much damage, but he has a lot of health, so he can afford to do that. Ooh, instant jump anti-air. And there's
nice.
That's the big adaptation from George.
But that's the patience from George as well. He just sat there and let the teeth detonate, and there's the overhead. The Joker, he was given an overhead in this game. The patch did give him that element of a low overhead mix-up.
That was a wonderful sequence from George as well. That was just predictions and patience to the max.
Just actually, we are reading the chat. I think there's a reason we're not seeing the trait used a huge amount by Swamp Thing here. It really does serve its best purpose in the corner. You know, using it in the neutral against the Joker, where he's going to consistently throw out these projectiles, these jump-ins, the teeth. When you get caught by any of them, the trait is gone forever. To maximize the armor, you need to have the Joker in a situation where he can't escape, and the corner is the only place that's possible.
I mean, there's no use activating the trait in a situation that you can't use it. If you take any hit, you're going to take damage, it's going to disappear, and you've got to wait for that cooldown all over again. If you can corner them and go for some of those crazy setups on hit, you are going to force them into a terrible situation. But you can't do that if you've wasted the trait earlier on. Save it for when it's needed, not just in case you need it, you know?
Now, Fingers spending his only bar of meter on that meter burn. Grab the deep jump in, cross up.
Ambiguous stuff coming out from George. Crazy Fingers, his patience.
Oh no,
being punished now.
I feel like that's it. Even if this combo doesn't kill, yep, he goes in for the knockdown into jailing. He's now going to build block meter for days.
Oh, but there's that raw forward too. George does have a clash. I'm actually quite surprised Fingers even went for a button there to let him, because not only is he going to guarantee win the clash, he's going to send Crazy Fingers all the way back to the mid-screen. Does not want to be there.
We don't have
those. This, he can throw teeth down, he can just go for gunshot.
Yeah, he's building bar. He went for multiple teeth and he didn't even need it. There we go. 4 games to 3. I mean, this is unbelievably close.
This is unbelievably close. Time someone took more than 1 game in a row since the start?
I believe so.
I'm sure they were just trading games.
But we actually saw right there as well, because both these players are managing their clash really well, George is using his clash every time. You know, if there's one magical time to use his clash, he's using it. And that's always until he gets cornered, where the Swamp Thing set play can begin. Now, the reason we haven't really seen it get used, bar an exception maybe at the start of, I believe it was the 3rd game at the start of that, the second George gets put in the corner, he instantly clashes, which creates the space, and he doesn't get cornered again. It's an awareness of, I do not want to be in the corner against Swamp Thing, and I will do everything I can. Oh!
Wow. You see that rude interruption of
that was just BM.
You just, get out of here.
That was so amazing, I lost my train of thought. I'm not even going to finish what I was saying.
Oh, and the wake up backdash. First time we've seen that used. Joker's backdash very fast, but doesn't cover a lot of distance. Oh, and there's that
what a read.
Big read, yeah, and that's not the first time George has done that. There's one of those teeth combos. What's the setup? Oh, and there's the wake up, but again, trading out.
But George will happily take that trade, you know, having Crazy Fingers losing his bar. Oh, getting the bar out of Swamp Thing and still doing damage to him, like that's a win.
Oh, that's another thing about George, is his knowledge on interactables, I think, is rivaled only by biohazards. This guy just understands his
the overhead instantly dedicated into the gunshot to launch. The Joker buffs, yes please.
Throwing the discs. Yeah,
Oh!
have an advanced screening of Justice League. You're not in it, but that's what you get.
I was in Lord of War once. Oh! And he's just got the distance. This is a fantastic game for
And there's a
George.
punish. That's that enhanced, that increased recovery. If you use the shoulders buff to get in from full screen and it's blocked, you will get full combo punished. And that is an adjustment from George now to take that damage and force that clash out of Crazy Fingers earlier than he would ideally like. I must admit, this is definitely beginning to escape Crazy Fingers now. He was looking really strong earlier on, but George just seems to be a little bit, I suppose, quicker on the draw now.
He's starting to enforce a lot of respect. You know, going for a string into the teeth, into the delay, jailing into the teeth to continue pressure. It's because Crazy Fingers is not challenging it anymore. I think he doesn't want to challenge it because of what George is occasionally cancelling into the gas canister for a full combo.
Oh, and there's that teeth. Oh, Crazy Fingers getting opened up by the raw low.
Oh, the timing! And the grab. How many grabs has George even gone for?
I think that's the first.
Those grabs may as well be guaranteed because of how much jailing he's executing. Wake up parry. I mean, I don't think that's ever really going to work.
To be fair, that's a hilarious way of beating a parry, is to just slap him from
Oh.
above with a big wooden stick.
Now, there we go. 5 games to 3, but to be honest, I think part of this is that George is now doing a really good job of staying outside of that effective range. He's making sure he's not cornered, and when he's mid-screen, he's staying at a range where if he thinks that forward 2 is going to come out, he can do something about it.
The Joker.
Well, those buffs definitely being used, put to good use, you know, I mean, I don't want to go as far as to say that it's a 50-50, because as far as I'm aware, you can block low and fuzzy towards overhead. However, that's not what it's there for. You use the overhead when there are teeth on the screen to make it as stressful to block as possible.
Exactly.
And that's working out big time for George. Blocks the log, but is it close enough?
That faster log, I mean, I love actually, though, crazy thing is, now when he's going in for those strings, he's pretty much enforcing those quick little overhead low mix-ups. They don't land full combos, but they do condition. They do get damage, and they do put him in the lead. And I think he's trying to get the damage anywhere he can. And if that's the most straightforward way of getting the damage, so be it.
And there's that neutral duck, but
Plus-
Crazy Fingers, yeah, he went for the meter burn, which of course you cannot crouch like that.
Yeah, you can't crouch the meter burn wake up attack with Swamp Thing, and it's also +6 on block. Ooh.
Nice combo before she dropped the end of it, but there's the plus frames being used again, but George showing the patience, and there's a full whiff punish. Goes into the meter burn gunshot, another teeth combo coming through.
Oh! And he gets the knockdown, and it's going to work out for him. Crazy Fingers tries to wake up, but it was his only bar of meter, and George, he'll take that trade all day.
Also, I think a big thing here now is if Crazy Fingers wants to have that wake up work, he now has to spend bar on it.
Yeah.
Because George has officially stopped falling for the meterless version, which is obviously starving Crazy Fingers of bar every time he gets knocked on the ground. And without bar, he's not going to win any clashes. He's not going to be able to push block the Joker away if you want to sort of get away from these mix-ups in your face.
Oh, and he's
Now,
got... Wait,
the
but
thing
he's
is-
got 3 trades!
No, but this right here is why Joker players don't always go for the trait whenever they can. Because, yes, he goes really fast, but the player controlling the Joker, they're not going to have the muscle. I mean, look at it. He's doing the jump in late every time because he's jumping faster than he's used to. So all of a sudden, all of your setups don't work.
This is the next level of this matchup. He's expecting the wake-up block, because George is expecting the wake-up strike. And there goes the wake-up green thumb, the grab. He knows George is now sitting there and blocking, so the wake-up command grab has finally come out to
But
play.
then it opens up that rock, paper, scissors game. He thinks you're going to wake up grab. He just does a neutral jump, gets a full combo.
Definitely. However, I feel like enforcing that threat and Crazy Fingers showing George that that's an option, even if he loses this game, which he's likely to do, going into the rest of this series, George now knows that he is not afraid to wake up command grab.
It does mean that he at least has to mix up his offense now. He can't just crouch every time. That makes you wonder, how can Crazy Fingers make some of this damage back? Because George's defense has been really good. And there's not really big problems throwing all that bar.
The healing. He's got a bunch of more bars to heal if he wants to.
Hang on a minute. He spends the bar, and there's the clash. But you can trade this out if he wants to.
This is a consistent problem for Fingers, though, is he hits
Anything
George.
home. That's actually really good for Crazy Fingers. George is betting quite a lot here by not getting some health regen.
One jump in 3, though, and he's going to win the game on this chip damage. Oh!
Cancel into nothing. He didn't want him to clash. That was perfect. But Crazy Fingers still alive. Anything here will do it. Oh, the tree from too far away. Oh, and that's going to be punished. No! The block damage. No way is he not dead. How is he alive? Oh, but he's going to land on that. And even meter burns it too, George. I mean, Crazy Fingers, that happens every now and then, right? You have that orbital moon jump that Swamp Thing has. You leave the ground, you can go make a cup of tea, boil the kettle, read the paper, see what's going on, plan your day's activities, and then he's going to land.
Now,
The Joker.
there's a couple of things to take away from that. The wake-up command grab, of course, being a threat. But we saw a good use of excellent clashing. The second George got put in the corner and the comeback begins for Crazy Fingers, he uses clash. He didn't even win that clash. You know, George did not even win that clash. He took damage, but it was the positioning, getting himself out of the corner. That is what enabled him to win the round.
There's that patience again coming through. Crazy Fingers, to be fair, like his standing defense, you know, from up front has been impeccable. It's when he's getting hit by these sort of like ambiguous jump twos with punish. All in the bait from George, but didn't get much damage for it. But they are trading out, so neither of them really have any meter.
God, George has done a lot of chip damage already, though.
Yeah, that's the bigger kicker here at the moment.
There we go. It's a knockdown. That's a good start.
Oh, didn't beat to burn the shot. Probably for the best, not to throw the bar away. Now Crazy Fingers finds himself with a big life lead if he doesn't drop this. With the air tech, and that's a full punish. Crazy Fingers unfortunately getting completely blown up for that.
It almost feels like Crazy Fingers is like, because he's not landing a lot of these clean openings for massive damage, it's reaching a point where he's starting to land them, but he's like, right, finally I've landed a clean hit, so he's going in for the whole thing, and it's almost like slipping his mind that George is going to air tech.
There's always 100 things to look out for. However, Crazy Fingers does have as much bar as you could ever want to maybe get some damage back. So he's now in the lead. I mean, he's going to lose the life bar on that, but not a terrible situation to be in. I mean, Swamp Thing being on a life deficit can only mean so much when he has life regen built into his kit.
And that's one of the first times we've seen the sweep get special cancelled. Now that's an important button that he's not been
it
using.
is prone to being jumped in on, for
sure.
This is the Joker we're talking about. You know, he wants to jump around like a ninny.
Chases down the backdash. Oh, the patience, the knowledge.
There's the patience again, the spacing too. So, Crazy Fingers has actually done that a number of times now, with spacing out that wake-up canister.
Nice defense from George. And he gets that deep jump in. He's not going to have the...
Oh, Crazy Fingers wants no part of that. Just raw wake-up grinders. Get out of my face. Get some health back as well, just to teach you a lesson.
I love that delayed push block.
Oh, that's a punish. No, he doesn't quite time it. Uh-oh. Is that unflashable?
Oh, no. And he has to. He has to clash. He has to wait for the bar to be spent, and then he has to try and get rid of the setup.
Same man I know.
What does he do here? Doesn't want to spend anything. Wants to keep it for set play. Not really too surprising considering... Oh, hang on a minute. The log kick. Is that chip damage? Oh, push blocks just before the log comes out.
Oh!
No way is George going to make this happen. He has a bar. I mean, it's
Wait
not
a minute.
impossible.
He's scared to wake up. He is scared to wake up. Here comes George. He's going to get a setup off this.
I saw this one on Twitter. Oh, I saw this one on Twitter.
Oh,
George showing that all the stuff he posts on Twitter every now and then isn't always unpractical. I can win him games. That was amazing.
When George posts a Joker setup on Twitter, you better watch it and you'd better learn it. Because if you fight him one day, that might happen.
I mean, if you see him post something, you need to go into the lab yourself and do it. And go, right, how do I get out of this? Because now he knows how to do this. If you're on the receiving end, then good luck.
I mean, that was going so good for Crazy Fingers as well.
Keyword being was, I think, in that one.
Oh. Well. He didn't go for the wake-up attack because so consistent. George has conditioned him so hard to not go for the wake-up attack because he's been consistently crouching it or punishing it. You know, all the teeths are out. You know, it's a situation where because the wake-up has consistently not worked, he's not wanted to go for it.
Already cornered as well. George is just, he's found his momentum and he is rolling it around. There's that teeth. Looks like a teabag, but it's not. He's just inputting the teeth. They've changed the command. Oh, and there's the wake up. Full combo as well. The repositioning. Life regen first, and there he is. Now, this is where George needs to stay. And Crazy Fingers, he spaced it well again, but this time he hesitated before committing.
It looked like it was a bit too slow. He's going to get one bar confirmed. Doesn't opt to spend the bar. I think he was expecting George to go for an air tech. He drops the combo. That might have been the round.
Oh, no, there's a nice interrupt. 2 bars used for the air tech as well, George. Not sure if he was saving himself for much damage, but at the very least, managed to get out of there.
That's a clean connection. There we go, Fingers. I feel like he's finding his groove a little bit here. I get, speaking of which, ask of it, and he'll give it.
And that's a lot of damage. Oh, and there's the meter burn. Oh, I actually think he maybe expected to have enough time to jump over, but not quite. Oh, double dash up and Crazy Fingers did nothing. Look at the patience on this man. We'll try Swift Punish with the shot, but ever so slightly too slow.
Doesn't quite chase down the back dash, but even Chip will do here. Oh! Yeah, you gotta watch out for that down two. The range on it is pretty insane.
Looks like he's buffering it every time as well. You wouldn't just do down two at that range without some kind of follow-up after it. On the spacing, but George not quite ready to whiff punish. I think he's been hit by so many full screen shoulder charges, he's just not ready for Fingers to ever not space it properly.
It's down one, the regular wake up. Underneath, but no bar. Because he's got such a meter deficit, he really can't spend a bar on any of these conversions. If he gets the clash, which he has done now, he's not been able to convert off meter burn because George will just get so much more health back. And at least now, he's going to get like barely anything, 15, he'll happily take that.
Yeah, definitely, but no bar for either of them. No Crazy Fingers, first to build one back, does have the wager. That's the answer.
Oh, these blocks.
But look
Crazy Fingers defense. Crazy Fingers defense.
He is absolutely content to just sit there and block. Oh, but the that forward three. The neutral destroyer coming through.
Ever since Injustice 1, that has destroyed your neutral. Ever since Injustice 1. Gods among us.
But it's not like it's free though, right? It costs you bar. Obviously, it's prone to being armor broken, or if it misses, it's a free whiff punish.
Ooh.
Crazy Fingers, he's constantly trying to anti-air with normals, but they're always trading. It's just not working out the way he wants it to.
Once again, though, this is Crazy Fingers' round to lose, and he's not going to lose it this time.
Well, 7-4, bit of a deficit from Crazy Fingers, unfortunately, but definitely not impossible now. Only a handful of games down, but the question is, if George manages to pick up the top speed again, are we going to see him manage to take some more? Because George, he went on a little bit of a tear there for a number of games, and he only needs 3 left.
He did, but Crazy Fingers, he's been playing well. He could do it himself.
The Joker.
Has he stuck to a shader, or is he still changing?
Approaching Red Sun Prison.
Oh,
I think George has had this one for a while. It's his lucky coat.
His lucky colours, representing elements of the Blue Beetle.
Well, we are still on the Red Sun Prison. This has gone interestingly. I mean, to be honest, I'm still kind of not 100% on a lot of the, because a lot of the stages were subject to a lot of the changes, right? And again, that commitment to the launcher from the other edge.
That is such a tasty confirm. And he's going to get the teeth. Here comes George. And he's a little bit too high up for the teeth. Bit unfortunate.
Oh, but there's that conditioning again. Crazy Fingers is letting George go for teeth on block into buttons. That is when you know you have your opponent just terrified to press buttons out. And there's going to be a throw. Not going to get much more off it, but the damage itself is going to add up, especially when you're this low. It's because he's been enforcing so many extra hits on the end of these strings. It's almost like the teeth is a built-in stagger. He's forcing him to end the string early, and he has no time to challenge. Oh no! Right in front. I mean, George, he's ready. If he gets an opportunity to get a combo, he will take it. Oh, a full launch too. Ouch. Gets the setup early. The invincibility goes through the teeth.
Oh, the crouch. He's ready.
And again, I mean, George he's dealing with that wake up so well. Into the parry.
No! He parries to expect a button. He tries to punish the parry and eats the teeth. This is literally the opposite of coming up Millhouse for Crazy Fingers. Oh god. Oh god.
I mean, everything that could have gone
Sticking
wrong
a fork in him, he was done in that game.
Every single thing that could have gone pear-shaped. He is literally a pear as we speak. His controller has become a pear, and he's like, why has this happened? What does this mean?
Well, 2 more games for Hey George.
I mean, that's a double lead, that 8-4.
That was a pretty insane game. A pretty insane. I mean, that's
He has become Angry Mud Thing to finish off.
Maybe that's the answer. Maybe that's the key.
But to become mud.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take it. I'll believe it when I see it.
However, even though that was a really rough game, Crazy Fingers has been fighting so hard in this series.
I mean, I know that last one was incredibly one-sided, but generally these games have not been free. Like, it has been a hard-fought win for George time after time, but a big part of it just seems to come down to, I think George is dealing with Crazy Fingers on Wake Up a little bit better than Fingers is dealing with George. Because I know Crazy Fingers has had some amazing sort of spacings where he's been whiff punishing Wake Ups and stuff like that, but
he's got the knowledge for sure.
But his ability to just hit you and stay on you, just hasn't quite been the same. But I understand that that's just the character, right? Swamp Thing is going to do more from this range, and Joker is going to have that set play mix-up factor. It's just the way they play. But ultimately, Crazy Fingers just hasn't really quite been able to get the ball rolling and keeping it going.
Yeah, and he's not... I actually really like that about Fingers. He's not committing to the entire string just in case the air tech comes through.
Now, I know we talked about this earlier, but this late into a series, I kind of would like to start seeing Fingers at least try to go for some crates now. Even if it's like on block, if he sacrifices a little bit of combo damage, just something to get that guard out. Because he has had George cornered plenty of times, where in theory he could get a few opportunities maybe. But he's just not even going for them, which, you know, I understand, it can be dangerous, it can be risky, and if you're not 100% confident, then maybe it's not worth it.
There's also the possibility that we got the patch yesterday on PS4, and maybe this hasn't been enough time for him to get the trait activated, get that muscle memory down for these new setups.
Maybe.
Pressing down one there, by the way. Oh my god, that is brave.
Here's that gunshot again, jumping clean over. Now, normally I would say this is going to be an easy game for Fingers, but this is the Joker, and George has already made us believers. But that is probably it.
I mean, this is going to be a real master.
I mean, he's going to get some health back here, probably. I mean, you can't really afford to not spend it against Swamp Thing. But, I mean, it's going to be tough. He's got a life bar and a little bit to take out.
Oh, no, he's dead. He's dead. He's dead. See you later. 5-8. 5-8.
Well, that's one way of saying, no.
That's one of the biggest, oh boy, moves in the game. Is the damage of that meter burn vine grab. It's like, oh boy. I died.
I mean, he didn't even need to meter burn that.
I had 35% health. What happened?
I'm confident that would have killed without the meter burn. But it is what it is, and here we are.
The Joker.
Now, if they go back to what was happening earlier of trading game for game, George is already going to be thinking about who am I playing next? What's happening next time? I guess I'll have to wait and see. As Crazy Fingers abandons the mud color that won the game.
This might be an omen. Maybe he'll live to regret the color change.
If we see him lose this one and then he goes back to Mudman, is that going to be the tech? Every Swamp Thing needs to have a Mudman.
God, I love that. That's back 1-1, right? That string. I really love Finger use of that. You know, if he expects a jump, if he expects a button, it looks like it just catches so many different things.
Wow, and George starting to cancel that gunshot. Trying to be a little bit tricky for full screen. But again, the patience, Crazy Fingers. I've never seen someone so unlikely to press buttons at point blank.
There's the wake up.
Wonderful.
Not deterred, you know, not deterred. And when you go for that health on the grab,
Again.
the patience, there's the spacing. Tick grabs.
But that's the kind of stuff we've been waiting to see from Crazy Fingers. He was doing this a lot earlier in the series, but it looked like, though, that handful of games he lost to George in a row really seemed to knock his confidence in his reads, right? In his whiff punishes, in his choices on wake up, in his Oki. But now he's taken a few games here and there. He is way more likely to go back to these decisions now.
He's just content sitting there and blocking, and his blocking has been superb. But oh, the parry challenge on the back three. Brave stuff.
You know someone has like very disciplined use of the parry if when they use it and it hits, you forgot the character had it to begin with.
Yeah, that's when you know they're using it properly. And the problem is, at this health, I don't know, yeah, Fingers isn't really going to land any extra hits because he's just got that floaty jump, you know. Joker will just sit there and wait, react all day.
Oh, again, getting hit by the canister.
That's a mix-up. Overhead ender or low canister.
Max range jump in. He turned into that safe log. A lot easier to use now. Ooh! Not a terrible workaround for George, but still going for the wake up. I'm actually quite surprised that George is still going for the wake up canister at ranges that Crazy Fingers is clearly trying to set up.
I wonder if it's because he's not been consistently with punished. He doesn't trust Fingers' ability to confirm off it every time.
Or maybe not.
Well, here we go. Is he even going to have a chance to clash at this health?
Maybe. Oh no!
Almost like he let himself get hit there.
Now, what's gonna happen here, do you reckon? Crazy Fingers are going to spend 2.
3-2.
Just
3-2.
1 bar of regen. Crazy Fingers has more health to build it back than George does.
Oh.
But jumping in heavy.
Oh,
and he just blew a bar.
There is no way Crazy Fingers had already dialed in the down 1. He was not ready for it to connect, and this is likely going to be his game.
Hang on a minute. Don't speak too soon. Oh, but there's that down 1 challenge.
Wait.
He gets launched.
Wait.
Hang on a minute. That's going to be a setup, but no, he has a clash. Now, this is going to be an instant tie, but
I mean, Garden.
He's not doing this for help.
Surely, wait for a projectile.
Plant the seed.
Plant the seed. Plant the seeds.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Here comes George.
Plant the seed of your faith. $30.
Oh, no, again. Oh.
Why? Does he have some kind of problem against Mother Nature. There's enough plants in the world. There are enough. The flowers wouldn't fit this grisly Batcave aesthetic. I haven't asked Batman's permission. What's he gonna think if he comes back and there's flowers everywhere?
Was that 5 or 6 games for Fingers?
I mean, it was 6. I
It
think.
was, wasn't it? Yeah, I thought it was. Was it? Oh god, Stream will know. I'm so sorry, Stream.
I feel like he's gone back to the Mudman. Mudman will plant flowers.
I mean, I can only assume he's not going in for trait
He
in
needs
those.
to sow a beautiful garden when the time is right.
Oh, it might be 5.
Yeah, not once.
Wait, no, 9, 6, 9, 5. All right, okay. I thought it was 5. I thought 5 was the last thing I saw. But this could be the final game, guys. I think, you know what? I had 6 in my brain because he was so close to actually winning that game.
You're warming up your fingers, you're like cracking your hands, like, oh, I'm going to put that 6 in immediately, nothing's going to stop me. And then he didn't plant the seeds again. But hang on a minute, right as we've been joking around, look at this health difference already. Oh, the wake up back 3!
Oh, he dropped his combo. And he waits for the whiff. I think Crazy Fingers may be getting a little bit ahead of himself there. Oh, no.
Full jumping.
Yep, he tried to anti-air, and that's like trying to anti-air Joker in many ways is trying to anti-air Batman. It's just not going to work out most of the time. Oh no, the mixed-ups. Dead again, and it's mixed City. Oh!
Jesus. Hey, George. Pulling out. Optimized stuff. Oh, but a big anti-air. Now, that's the kind of thing that Swamp Thing gets, right? He has a lot of normals that can be used for anti-air, and when they pay off, you get a lot of damage, you get a cool amount of distance, you get a lot of bar, it's great. But if they lose to the jump in, look at what happens, especially a character like Joker. This might be it. This might be the end for Swamp Thing unless Crazy Fingers can make this one back again, but it's going to be difficult, especially when George is just being handed opportunity after opportunity and he is running away with it.
Wow, he's laughing at the BM. He's laughing at him. And here comes the faster jumps, but he's going to live to regret that one. Full combo, but Crazy Fingers very low in the resource department. No bar.
No clash either, that's the big one. Oh, no,
no,
he tried to throw the box. It didn't take too much damage though, but it was enough to maybe even things out somewhat.
Gotta watch out on those
Look at
whiffs.
the patience, he just walked at him and Crazy Fingers didn't press anything.
I would be very nervous. Oh, and instantly going in, and he's expecting the jump. Now the clash again. The clash is the biggest, just destroyer of momentum for Crazy Fingers.
He did spend all 3 though to George. That's a lot of health back to him, 30% more. Ooh. Crazy Fingers fighting for his life here. If George takes away this life bar, it's over.
George, he just needs to open him up once, and this could be the game, but the advance! I love that choice. The advancing string to push himself out of danger. A fantastic option, and Fingers now does indeed have 6 games.
That is exactly why you don't let Joker, or what you do when Joker is trying to go for teeth on block into buttons. The Joker player is doing that because they want you to expect the finish of a string or a different special, maybe expect the canister, maybe expect, like, you know, whatever is the last hit of the string, right? They're waiting to block that, so he ends it early and goes for the teeth. It's the same thing Red Hood does with the mine. He wants you to block that, and by the time you realise it's the teeth, he's pressing another button, which is going to mix you up because you're now sitting on top of a low launching projectile. He can't do that because the frames are not on his side. You have a lot of time to go for anything that pushes you forward, anything that's fast, to get you out of danger, and if he presses a button, that's going to be a clean punish, and that's exactly what Crazy Fingers just did to win.
Now, some people are asking, why is George doing these negative teeth cancels? It's because this is a first to 10. You can put so much fear and so much respect into your opponent, and that's what George has been doing. He's making Crazy Fingers not want to press a button, and the second you don't want to press a button, that's when the teeth come out.
Because remember, that's the first time we've seen George go for teeth on block into a button and actually be punished for it. Every other time he's gone for it, Crazy Fingers has sat there and blocked and been patient and let George get away with it. That was the first
Like there,
time
like
he
right
stopped
there.
it. Exactly what we're talking about.
Oh, the whiff. Consistently blocking these overheads. It's going well. Oh. Because George is building a nice amount of bar. He's consistently having it for the air escape.
And again, the patience, he's still sitting there blocking.
That was a lovely block in front as well, because we were seeing a lot. George was going behind.
And that's going to be set point again for George. Now in a much more favourable situation with Crazy Fingers back to the wall again. Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Actually, I wonder how much damage George could have got off that. I wonder if the air tech was necessary.
Oh, that raw green thumb. Threw him out of the corner, though. He was trying to bait the wake up. He went in for that forward 2 again.
Oh, right in the
that
face.
thud, that dunk.
I heard that. That was in my ears. Oh, this is still match point for George, but fingers. He's got him in the corner. He's been trying to get him in the corner this entire time, and he's finally got him right where he wants him. Oh, but there's that corner escape. He is a gadget character that's going to help out. Down one, gets that full launcher into a team combo. This could be the end. This could be the end. He's now mid-screen. He's getting hit by the mix-ups for days. He's got a clash, but he's not even going to get any health if George decides otherwise.
Mean, surely George will stop him here. I think that's enough health that meterlessly you can end things, and you've got a lot of opportunity to build it back. But no, George spent nothing. He wants to hold it for the set play, or maybe to keep himself alive with his own trait. Or clash, I should say, because he does still have the option.
He's just going in for those mix-ups. That safer log kick. The down one to challenge the jump. Hang on a minute. Fingers, don't count him out.
No, he has a chance, but he has to watch out every time he goes for a log kick.
Oh!
Is that a full punish? No, goes for a 4-3. But the backdash.
No, he's not going to spend it on the extended version. No, this is bad for Crazy Fingers. One good jump in. That could be it. No, he went for the trait. Oh, no. How fitting.
Oh, dear.
He's still alive, but, I mean, this is so hard. Wait.
No, he doesn't want him to clash. Oh, but I actually think there might be one of those situations that George let himself get hit again.
It looked like he let himself get hit right there.
Go for the clash, and he's going to
create the distance. Oh, my God. This
no
is hard.
clash for Crazy Fingers. He does have one bar, though. He's got the shoulder, but the spacing.
Oh, he's got no bar.
Oh, get out!
Oh, no! No! That's game over, George. Like a man possessed. Like a man possessed.
I mean, is there a better way for a Joker player to win a first to 10 than from full screen? Just hold that crowbar aloft, the mighty crowbar
above his head,
and then and then just run full speed ahead at Swamp Thing
and beat him
to death with it,
smashing off those branches. That's what he did. Well, congratulations.
I mean, GG's both guys. Thank you very much, Crazy Fingers and George, for doing this for us. That has been great. I was about to say George Edward and Hey George at the same time. Whichever name you would prefer, my friend.
Hey George Edward.
Hey George Edward. Thank you very much, man. Congratulations. Thank you for showing us that Joker swag. I'm really happy we got to see a lot of those
also,
set plays shenanigans.
Also, Crazy Fingers.
Oh boy.
Stepping up. You know, Crazy Fingers stepping up and playing. Took a bunch of games on the board. You know, a lot of them were really close, so that absolutely could have gone down to a final game.
That was great.
I'm really glad we got both these guys in. George is one of the nicest guys you will ever meet in the FGC. If you ever get the chance to meet George in real life, it's a real treat. The guy is a complete blast. And Crazy Fingers, you know, stepping up and playing. He just good gameplay all round.
GG's, friends.
GG's.
And thank you for watching, everyone. Hopefully you
one more
have fun
match.
with that one. We have one more left to go. And who is that?